Once retainer nuts and caps are removed and the plunger is out of the way, an H-bar is used to release the valve retainer, commonly referred to as a keeper. Keeper and springs are removed by hand, and valves could be removed using a magnet to gain access to the seat. All thread shaft must be inspected prior to seat removal. Make sure bottom nose on the puller head is threaded all the way and is tight. O-ring is in place and no jaws are missing. Function the outer collar to make sure the assembly moves freely along the puller head with no resistance. Function the pull button to ensure pull rod is properly installed and can function the jaws. Inspect to make sure cross pin is not missing. Here's an illustration of how the jaws bite on the seat once properly placed in the fluid end, and release the seat once it has been pulled out of the bore. Once inspection is complete, we have to remove the old seats. Place the threaded shaft in the seat that you are trying to replace. Place the pancake over the all thread so it rests center on the fluid end. Tighten the nut all the way to the pancake. Pull up the all thread to set the jaws in the seat. Tighten the nut all the way until it is snug on the pancake. Ensure hydraulic pump is bled off and connect the pump to the pancake. Make sure connection is threaded all the way and is tight. Close the bleed off and start pumping to apply hydraulic pressure. Check the gauge to make sure pressure is building as you're pumping. Watch the piston and make sure it does not go higher than ½ inch, otherwise you can damage the pancake. If seat is not loose, bleed off, retighten the nut, and continue pumping until seat is loose. Bleed off the pressure, release the jaws, and pull the shaft out of the hole and remove the old seat. Prior to installation, make sure the new seat, valve, spring, and retainer are clean and inspected for damage. Bore should be clean and dry before the new seat can be installed. Refrain from using oil or any lubricant on seats or bore. Place the seat in the taper bore. Make sure it sits evenly and not crooked. Place an old valve on the seat and use the matchstick to tap the seat 2 or 3 times firmly. Replace the old valve with the new valve once seat is seated, and place the spring and retainer on the valve. Set the retainer in place using an H-bar and make sure it is level and properly locked in place and is at 90 degrees to the path of the plunger. This is how the components sit in the fluid end if properly installed.